Hi guys, it's Shay again from Eyez Wind. I am back to do your Capricorn New Year forecast reading. I hope all has been well. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I'm a priestess in the Afro-Cuban tradition, so I'll be interpreting the cards from an Afro-Cuban spiritualist perspective at times. Um, like I said in the last video I did, December 2020, that I was going to do this reading for the new year, and this reading will cover the next 6 months. Okay, so some of these things could have happened to you in the recent past, some could be happening now, or some could happen in the near future. Okay, some of this information may apply to you, all of it may apply, or none of it may apply. Okay, so just take what you need and leave the rest. If you find that some of this information applies and you are concerned because you're experiencing some of these things, you can book me for a private reading at Ayaba's Wind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. Okay, so let's get into it. Your advice is going to come in the form of saying and or quotes, and then we're going to explore it a little bit deeper. You may want to get something to write with. So let's go. All right. So Spirit is talking about your worst enemy was once your best friend. Okay. Yeah. So your worst enemy was once your best friend. All right. So this is saying that, someone had turned on you. Someone has turned on you. You got to watch your back. Now, if they haven't turned on you already, this could be coming up for you in the next 6 months. So Spirit is saying that they want you to be mindful of what could be happening. Okay. Spirit is talking about sometimes you could be your worst enemy. Okay, sometimes there could be things that you do that sabotage your progress and your movement forward. So Spirit is wanting you to acknowledge these behaviors so that you can correct them and move forward. Okay. um Spirit is saying that you know a lot, but sometimes you go to war or you challenge um that of a person who is stronger than you in intellect, stronger than you physically. Okay. um and because of you possibly challenging people, okay, this can breed jealousy. Okay, and people could be jealous of you. All right, so you definitely have eyes on you. People could have a growing resentment towards you, because they think you know more than they do, that they think maybe you think you're a no they think you're a know-it-all, basically. Okay, so what Spirit is saying is that as a result of these things, an enemy is trying to influence a third party to tear you down. Okay. All right, they're trying to plant seeds, negative seeds about you, and trying to manipulate people and situations in their favor, but to tear you down. Okay, so the Spirit wants you to know this. All right. Spirit is talking about a tragedy from the past may come again to you. All right, so please be mindful of this thing that could happen. Okay, the Spirit is talking about there could be sickness by land or by sea. All right, so be very careful with traveling at this time, because what Spirit is saying is that you can get sick traveling, or moving out about. You could also possibly get sick from um, eating seafood, um, and or eating meat. Okay, or something, maybe something in the food can cause you to get sick at this time. But Spirit is saying that there could be sickness that comes to you by land or sea. Okay, there could be a contaminant somewhere. Okay. um Spirit is talking about take care of your elders. Okay. I know it's a big responsibility for some of you, but Spirit is saying take care of your elders. If you have, if you have someone in a senior home, okay, stop by every now and then, bring them their favorite meal, okay, read to them, talk to them, okay, because Spirit is saying that your elders are going to be important to you, because sooner or later they're going to be ancestors. They'll be in the ancestor realm, and you will have wanted to have a decent connection with them so that they can be more apt to help you when they're in the spiritual realm. All right. Spirit is saying that right now, for some of you, your roads are closed. Your roads are closed. So, in order to open up your roads, it's beneficial for you to take the Abre Camino bath. And I'll put that bath in the description, which is open roads bath. All right. And you got to pray with your left hand, pray for what you want. Um, and also, do your prayers. Do your prayers for protection, prayers for prosperity and abundance, prayers for love. Okay, Spirit is saying this. Spirit is talking to a small set of you. Spirit is saying something about you lost money in the house. There is money that is lost in the house. And Spirit is saying, take a look towards the left. Okay, and you may find what it is that you lost. Okay, so Spirit is talking about this. All right, Spirit is talking about, in humility lies greatness. So, at this time, because you have, enemies that are upon you, Spirit is saying at this time, be humble. Okay, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, be humble. All right, because you have a lot of enemies. And Spirit is saying you can see these enemies, you can see some of these enemies in your dreams. Okay. Um, and these enemies defame you. They talk badly about you. They talk about you like you're trash. Okay. And they may be making things up. Okay. And Spirit is saying for some of you who are having problems sleeping, you are having problems sleeping because of the brujeria, the witchcraft, the spell work, whatever works, curses, hexes that they put on you. Even if it's their tongues talking incessantly about you, negatively about you, this in and of itself can cause you problems sleeping. Okay. So if you're having problems sleeping, take that white bath, dress in white, sleep in white. Do not sleep in the darkness. Okay. Put a night light on. Say your prayers before you go to sleep. Do your mantras for protection, which is Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. And you can also do Om Ayudaye Namaha. Om Ayudaye Namaha. Okay. And you can say them 8 to 10 minutes a piece, ideally 108 times, okay, in the morning and at night for protection. Because this brujeria, this witchcraft is causing problems with sleeping, all right? And Spirit is saying anything you do with your hands to create, if you sew, if you fix things, okay, this is going to help you, okay? This is going to help you move forward, all right? Also at this time, you have to be careful of holes. You got to be careful of all the openings in your body, okay? That goes for your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your genitals, your private parts, okay? You got to be careful of these openings, okay? You got to be careful of the influences around these openings. Be careful of what you're watching on TV. Be careful of what you're listening to, okay? These things can affect your moods. They can affect your vibe. All right. They can make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Okay. And Spirit is saying, be careful. Um, so Spirit is talking about this is where the hole was dug for the first time. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful wearing holes, wearing holy clothing, walking over holes in the street, no sewage grates, no subway grates, you know, do not walk over holes. Why? Because in the holes, there's phenomena. Okay, there could be spirits living in those holes. Okay, and you don't need to pick up any spirits, especially if they're not yours. Wearing holes, your blessings can leak out of these holes. It's symbolic, but nevertheless, it's not a good look for you. Okay, but also spirits can enter in through these holes, and so you got to be very careful of that. All right. Spirit is saying that you will triumph, you will win if you listen to the advice that's being given to you. Because right now, Spirit is saying some of you who are watching this feel blocked. And that's why you got to do that Abre Camino bath. That's why you got to do the white bath. Okay. For the women who are watching this, Spirit is saying that you need to check your genitals. You need to check your reproductive organs. Okay. Because some of you in your reproductive organs, there's something going on. You need to go to the doctor and get a full assessment, and you need to check every 3 to 6 months. Okay. For you, at this time, Capricorns, you should not be wearing dark clothing. Okay. You should be wearing white clothes or light colored clothing, no dark clothing, because this dark clothing can attract and pull and act as a magnet to low vibration energies, dark spirits. Okay. And those things you do not need right now. Okay. At this time, you should not be drinking any alcohol. You need to have your head clear because you have enemies on the horizon. You have people defaming you, talking badly about you. So you need to have your head, okay? You being high all the time is not a good look, okay? A soldier that's in battle, that's high as a kite, that soldier's gonna get blown up. So Spirit is saying no alcohol or drugs at this time. Nothing that's going to affect your head and your ability to think clearly. Okay. Um, Spirit is saying for some of you who are watching this that some of you may want to move. You may want to move. Okay. But Spirit is saying this must be done at the right time. You know, for some of you, there may be an urgency, but the timing must be right. Spirit is saying, you know, in the next 6 months, if you want to move further, if you want to go further, that you should study. You should enroll back in school. Okay. Um, you know, in order to keep your blessings coming in to your home, okay, and into your life, especially when it comes to nourishment, food, you know, prasada, okay? You want to, once you put food in the garbage can, you want to sprinkle it with cool water and say thank you for providing for me. You're saying thank you to the Spirit for providing for you so that the food will return and you'll always be nourished and provided for. Okay. Um, the Spirit is talking about this enemy wishes your destruction. This enemy wishes the destruction of your family. So this enemy, you know, could be coming from someone who is envious. This enemy could be, you know, a jealous or a possessive ex that is on the horizon. But Spirit is saying this person, they are they're doing whatever it takes to try and break you down, to break your stability down, to take you. Okay, they're trying to rob you blind. All right. Um, Spirit is talking about you do have a strong ancestor that walks with you. And so it would be beneficial for you to light a candle for that ancestor, dedicate a clear glass of water, and put some white flowers for this ancestor, okay? And just sit down and say prayers and give acknowledgement. Ask the ancestor to help you in all of your endeavors and be specific. Tell them what you're working on, okay? Because this spirit wants to help you, but this spirit wants acknowledgement. Okay, so definitely try and work on that because this spirit wants acknowledgement. Um, for the women who are watching this, women who want to conceive or having challenges conceiving, Spirit is saying that your way will be made easier if you acknowledge your ancestors. So Spirit wants you to set up an ancestor shrine, okay? Okay, because what Spirit is saying is in order for these things to manifest for you to have a child, um, to bring forth another generation from your bloodline, you must give acknowledgement to your ancestors. You must give acknowledgement to the people that came before you. So a candle, a clear glass of water, some white flowers. Um, you could put down liquor, you know, tobacco, cigarettes, pipes, smokes. You put down pictures of all of your ancestors who have crossed over. Just cut out all the living people in those pictures, okay? And you can just sit there and pray, call out their names, say thank you, I acknowledge you, I'm asking for your help and assistance, I'm trying to conceive, but these are the challenges here, and go into detail. And after you acknowledge them and you pray, you knock 3 times. You can do this once a day, once a week, but it's very important because your ancestors want to help you. Okay? The spirit is saying that, things go well, but then they suddenly fall apart for some of you. And spirit is saying, you got people's eyes on you. It's because of these enemies. They're doing things to try and break you down. Okay, so that you won't succeed. Um, Spirit is talking about that people's eyes are on you, wanting to see you fail. So you got evil eyes on you. So you definitely should take a Quita Maldición bath. I'll put that in the description. You also have to wear a spiritual eye. Okay, that's not your color. All right. Um, and you need to clean that periodically in sea salt water. All right. Spirit is saying whoever is a heavy drinker in your family needs spiritual help. Okay. They need to get a reading. Hopefully they're open to getting a reading. You don't have to get them a reading with me, but Spirit is saying that they need spiritual help. It could be a dark spirit that's on them. There could be a number of things working against them, okay? The Spirit is talking about watch eating and drinking in other people's houses because they can say prayers over your food to get you sick, okay? They can do things to put stuff in your food. Uh-uh. It's not a good look, okay? You are very highly spiritual, you are clairvoyant, and you're a sponge, okay? And so you have to be very careful about where you take your head, all right? And do not dismiss what you see. If you see something out the corner of your eye, it's spirits because you're spiritual, okay? The veil has been lifted. The veil is getting thinner and thinner, okay? And so the veil is thin between our world and the spiritual world. And so therefore you may be encountering spirits at this time, okay? Um, if you are not married, 3 people will ask you to marry them, okay? Or will propose. But what Spirit is saying is the last one will be the better choice, okay? Spirit is talking about, you know, for some of the females that are watching this, it's something with your menstrual cycle being off, or maybe it's shifted, and Spirit is saying it's time for you to go see a doctor about that, okay? Um, it's very important that you set up this ancestor shrine because the ancestors are here and they're saying that a spiritual mass and prayer circle needs to be set for your ancestors that have crossed over. So what does that mean? You could sit down a white tablecloth or a white sheet or even a white towel, put a white candle, a clear glass of water. Okay, you could put down a bouquet of flowers. You can get the Psalms. You can also get the Acts of Faith by Ayanna Van Zant. Okay, maybe even read out of the Bible, and you need to say prayers for these spirits. Call out their names 3 times. Say light, peace, and progress to the spirit of, and then you say their name. Say light, peace, and progress to the spirit of, light, peace, and progress to the spirit of, and then you're going to crack open the book wherever your thumb lands, that is the message, okay? But you need to say prayers for them, okay? And for some of you, you may have dreamed about this ancestor or this relative that's crossed over, okay? Um, and finally, Spirit is saying, watch for people in your family drowning, uh, and or having suicidal ideation, okay? Suicidal thoughts, okay? Spirit is saying, do not take these things lightly. Keep your eyes open. If you hear people talking crazy, okay, you need to like get them the help they need, address their needs, okay, and get them the support they need, all right? Um, be careful of where dolls come from. If someone gifts you with a doll, just be very cautious because there are spirits that enter into dolls and can possess dolls, okay? Thus, you have the story Annabelle, okay? And this is a very real thing, all right? And so, just like I said, be careful of all your openings. This spirit is talking about promiscuity. So, sex is good, sex is wonderful, but what Spirit is saying, now is not the time to be promiscuous, okay? And if you feel the need to be with many people, you got to make sure that you are practicing safe sex, okay? Because this is talking about the entrance of STDs, okay? STDs entering into the picture. Sexually transmitted infections or diseases, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, bacterial vaginosis, trichomonas, all of these things. So be very mindful, okay? Um, and finally, God divides the difference. So what Spirit is saying is that you could be blessed with some money coming, but God is going to be watching you and what you do with that money. So, Spirit is saying be careful of traps, okay? But if someone asks you for money, and if you have it and it's not your last dollar, it is advised to help them out as best as you can, okay? Because if you are being stingy and greedy with your money, all right, God will take that money and divide that money out, okay? Um, Spirit is saying at this time you got to be careful of the police coming to your door. You got to be careful of going to jail. Do not tease anyone. Don't bully. And again, watch greed, because if you are being greedy and miserly, these riches will be taken away. All right. If you have, then give what you can for blessings, okay? Because the more you're giving, the more blessings will come upon you. But do not give to a fault. Do not give to the point where you have nothing for yourself, okay? And again, be careful of threes, be careful of menage a trois, love affairs, side guys and side girls, okay? Guys, if anything has resonated with you, um, please like the video, definitely share, and certainly subscribe. I am available for private readings. You can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 @gmail.com. Ciao.